Man United need to call the witch doctors. They've not used Juju since the time of Louis van Gaal, but I do believe and I will condone or even promote the use of a witch doctor because Juju needs to be used against chairs. And some of you who may not be in the know will be like saying, Half Hope, who do you refer to as the young so-called Chess? Chess is a very humble creature from the streets of Chile. He's a guy who is unstoppable, who's dynamic, who is a force of nature, and even 10% fit he can still ride. Chess is probably the only football player today that I respect the most. I do not have more respect for any other player more than Chess, and I do not think I respect any player to the level of Chess. What this guy does, the effort he puts in to football, especially in this age in which football players are overpaid, they are pampered, they go down so easily. This guy promotes something that every single young aspiring football player should follow, copy, admire, and model themselves on how Alexis presents himself because it is absolutely amazing. Obviously, it's Arsenal, Man United, a game in which really, if you want to be real about this, United needs to win. So Arsenal, they will be traveling to Old Trafford for this game, and Arsenal, you've got to say they're the favourites. Despite their draw against Tottenham where they should have beaten them, they're the favourites. United beating Swansea means zilch. This is a much harder game for Man United. And which is why I started by saying that if Chess, first of all, Chess playing, it depends on his fitness. But then I say depend on his fitness. Uruguay were second in the table. They're still second in South America qualifying. Chess scored 2 Gs and he was 50% fit against Uruguay. Not an easy team to play. Man United have been very uneven this season. So United have to avoid Chess being on that pitch because I think Chess could be a serious problem for United. But again, you never know. I now say that Chess will ride and maybe he disappoints me by me jinxing it. But as far as United go, Ibrahimovic being suspended is a blessing in disguise. Ibrahimovic, for me, he started the season well, but he's been breaking it up, hence why he's in the Brick Academy currently. I don't care whether he scored 2 Gs against Swansea. It's Swansea. I believe they are 19th in the table. So again, those goals mean nothing to me. He's just not been effective so far. But it doesn't mean that he can't find his way back into the team. But I think that this frees things up and will allow Mourinho to look at a different kind of United. But I think that there's this whole issue about Rooney. Is he fit? Is he not fit? I go back to the Swansea game. Rooney playing well against Swansea doesn't mean anything. It really doesn't mean anything. And there's been this whole issue because I saw the picture of Rooney when he was drunk, and the guy looked like if 60 prostitutes from the 1700s literally drove over his face 2,000 times using like a freaking tractor. That's what the guy looked like. So, and there's been the whole controversy about him not playing for England based on unprofessional behavior. That's a whole different video. But I think the thing I want to focus on is I don't think Rooney has to play. Because this is the chance for Mourinho. Go with Rashford and Martial. Go with a double striker. Go at Arsenal. Try and test at Arsenal the defense. Martial and Rashford will be very dangerous. That will be very dangerous. You've got speed, you've got technique, you've got dribbling, you've got freedom of movement, stuff that you don't get with Rooney or Ibrahimovic. You can play a quicker game, a faster game. Through balls walk. Through balls will work because these guys will latch onto those through balls. These guys can play with the ball at their feet. These guys can possibly combine. Try it because I think a match. But then again, it's like Mourinho is a guy that doesn't play two-man things. But put that to the side, man. Martial and Rashford both on that pitch as two strikers works better than them being two wingers. But switching over to Arsenal, let's just say Chess isn't fit. Because again, maybe Wenger doesn't want to risk him And I think Wenger will be very pissed off that he played. He'll be very pissed off because, again, Ches will say, I want to play because Ches is such an amazing guy that he will play. Even if he's got no legs, he will still want to play. But let's say that he's not fit and Wenger doesn't want to play him. Then we've got an issue because Giroud, again, Giroud is Giroud. Even with United, I think Smalling might be doubtful. Bailly, he's out injured. I think even with let's say they do Rojo and blend in central defense, they will easily sort out a Giroud. Walcott could do something. Because again, Walcott for me is the kind of guy where I just don't know. Walcott can easily go on Old Trafford and score 2 Gs. He could go there and be completely ineffective. And I think Walcott is a guy that if you employ the right tactical instructions to him, don't let him run in behind you. Get to him tight. Don't give him space. You know that he can dribble you one-on-one. If you follow those directives, you will pretty much cancel him out of the game. So I just think that for Arsenal, I think it's a case where maybe you use Walcott as a winger, see how well he does. If he doesn't, you bring him off. But this is a game in which Ozil has to ride. Mesut has to really ride in this game. I think this is a match in which if Mesut can be fully involved, Arsenal have a great chance of winning. But then if Ozil is pocketed and you don't have a fully fit Ches or Ches not playing, I don't see how Arsenal even win the game. So I think it's very important that certain pieces do play. So I think going into this game, it's very tough because I may even do like a part 2 and just see the full teams that are coming in there. But as of right now, it's really dependent. It's dependent on how, because there are many ifs here. If I have Martial and Rashford as 2 strikers, I think United win the game. But if Ches is someone miraculously really fit, 90% fit, and he's playing in this game, and you've also got Ozil doing his thing, I say Arsenal could win this. Because I think Ches against a makeshift Man United defense, that's hell on earth for United. It's hell on earth. I see this a 1-1, man. Because obviously it may sound boring and passe, but just being truthful with the doubtfuls and everything in there, I see this being 1-1. But as I say, it's 1-1. There are great opportunities for both teams to win. Because I just think that for Arsenal, it's different because Arsenal is dependent on Ches. Because again, Wenger in his extreme wisdom decided that he didn't need a Lacazette, that he could survive again with Giroud as a backup striker or as his main striker. So his loss. But for United, it's who for United, it's how they set up. Because whereas for Arsenal, you already know how they'll set up, and it's very hard to really readjust things based on they don't really have guys who you can change things with. United have, because for a guy like Rashford and Martial, you can play them in different sorts of ways, But I do think that 100%, I'll be very disappointed if Mourinho doesn't start Rashford and Martial, because I think those guys could really change things for them. But again, for United, the Rojo and Blind thing, fair enough. They may not have been tested against Swansea, but I think them playing this game against, as I told you, that's why I say Ches is important, because Ches against a makeshift United defense where you've got Krusty the Clown and Homer Simpson up there. I can't entrust in that too much. I'm sticking with a 1-1. I'm sticking with a 1-1. I'm sticking with a 1-1. Maybe I'll change my thing, but as of right now, I'll say 1-1. Yeah, 1-1 will be the scoreline. And 1-1 again doesn't do Arsenal that many favors if they really want to be serious about the title, which we know they want to win. And as for United, 1-1 ain't gonna do. United one ain't going to do because you've got to start picking up points. So for United, this is a must win for United. Playing at home with the gap widening between them and Man City, well, they have to win the game. So if United, they best not to lose because I have not even considered a loss. You know, because I'm saying that chasing around. So, but remember, Mourinho, don't you dare lose this game. Because if you lose this game, Lord in heaven. So I'm going to ride with a 1-1. But my plea to Mourinho is play Rashford and Martial.